So here we go again. Doing some more coding tonight. Where did I leave off? Right, setup input. Right, okay, so I did some research on this. Again, play is not where you do it. You do it right here in player input component, or setup player input component. The way I did this in last time, I created a custom class for like a subclass of U input component, just to put some utility stuff in there. I think I'll do that. I'm going to. I wonder if there are any templates, but anyway, so this is. Yeah, okay. Sorry for the delay there. So what I'm going to do, I need to move this out of the base class because that, I don't want to override it here, but I do want to override it in player character. But I forget if it's supposed to be protected or not. Looks like it was under the public section. Okay. There it is. Okay. Just arrange stuff the way I like it. Okay. So in here, what I want to do is I want to do a bunch of bind actions on this player component. Or bind axis in this case. Bind action. All right, and then we need name. Hold on a second. Let me check my notes. Never mind. I kind of lost my train of thought here. Sorry about that. I got buried in my notes here because the way I was going to do this, I'm not ready to start doing this. So yeah, what I need to do first is create that subclass I was talking about. So where can I put that? I guess it's a component. So let me make a folder for, you know what, it'll be easier from within Unreal. So what I'm going to need to do here is essentially, you know, set up all the linkings, right? But I want to do it in a way that I can kind of configure it later on as I add more stuff without having to come back into this code. So I won't do all of that right now, but I do think that I need to set a few things up just to make it just to make my life a little easier moving forward. Okay, so in Mayday public, I'm going to create a new C++ class. And I want it to be based on enhanced input component. All right. So Mayday input component. And we're going to put it in a new folder called components. Okay. Okay. Now, so what we're gonna need here lagging a little bit. First we're gonna need a struct. Right, so I want to be able to map from some key. Oh, that means I need a gameplay tag. It's all coming, it comes together very quickly, doesn't it? Okay, so we'll just call, let's write that, let's make this struct first. F Mayday input config. Generated body. So what I need, I'm going to need a I need this to be a blueprint type. So what I'm going to need a f gameplay tag. Okay. And I'm going to need, so this is going to be the tag to map to the action map. And action to its ability. I don't want to put the callbacks in there. Okay, I think that's all it needs for now, but I can make a data asset out of that. No pass, but yeah. All right. Well, just do it the hard way. Ah, there we go. Okay, build. Let's close that. Okay, so yeah, I just needed to add that. Now build. Why aren't you building? I guess it's just slow. All right, let's make this, let's do this. So in content, we're gonna go under a new folder. I'm gonna call it data. Sure. And then I'm going to create a, let's see, where is it? It's, I think it's under miscellaneous data asset. There it is. And then what did I call it? Mayday input config. Oh, I bet it needs to be. No, why is that not working? Okay, I'm lost again. Goodness, what did I do wrong? All right, let's see. It should be as simple as that. Okay, let me do a little more. Let me check something. Does this need to be public? I thought structs were always public. Yeah, It's the same. Okay. Oh. Okay. What I need to do is create a data asset class first. Data asset. There we go. I'll call it input data asset. Input config. There we go. And we're going to put it under data. Okay. Now, let's paste what I cut out of there right here. Okay. Now, I completely forgot this step and I don't know why. All right, anyway. We need to close rider, but not quite. So what I did last time, looking back at my notes, I split this up. Oh, I see. Okay. So let's do like that. Okay. So basically, we're going to have these loop through. We're going to have a list of these, right? So we need one more thing up here. Review property. All right, should be able to forward declare this guy. Okay. All right. Now with that, I'm just going down the rabbit hole here, guys. Okay, so I need some input tags now. We're getting into the, maybe I can ignore that for the moment. Like if I just put them in a particular order to start with. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, so let's create some helper methods here. What do I want to do? All right. Let's see. I want to I'm not going to be able to get away with this, am I? Oh well. I see. The data type for this is a template. I'll just do it as a placeholder void. Yes. I'll just leave it like that for now, and I'll finish out the rest when I get it figured out. Okay. Okay. So given the config asset, I need to get the so input config asset. Wow, I am native input actions. Dot find. Does this work, or do I have to do this in a loop? Find by predicate. All right, here we go. That's gonna work. Mayday input config. Oh, I see. Okay, so yeah, I want to actually check that. All right, let's format this a little bit. Okay, so then I want to bind it. So bind action. Found action. Trigger event. I need that. Let's put it here. Yeah. What's the type? It is a e-trigger event. Okay. Next is user class star object. What is user class? T method pointer. Wow, okay, that's complicated. So I guess the context object will still work. Oh, except it's gonna have the wrong type because it's a template. I guess I gotta make it a template too. All right. Oh, that's a define. Oh, but it does it right here. Clever. Okay. Bind action. Type name. So it needs something of this type. Okay. I'm gonna just go ahead and instead of trying to like unwind all this, I'm just gonna go ahead and make these template functions. Which means I'm gonna have to move it into the header. Okay, so this is going to become a template. Oh, there it is. User class. What did I put? User objects. Let's stick with it. And then what was the other? Type name, var types. Yeah, I only have the one, so I can do it with type name, callback, delegate. And then I should be able to make this a user class and make a callback func delegate, callback func. Let's take callback though. Okay. Oh, I have to define it now, right? Oh. It's my last project. BindNativeInputAction. Okay. That was a lot of work. So I wish I remembered what I had. I could watch the video, but let's see if I can recreate it. Oh, Ryder, you gave it to me. What don't you like here? Oh, yep, you're gonna need that. No, that didn't help me much at all. Let's see, input config X. Input tag. Okay, so I actually have to get the input tag here, so. Native input actions dot find by predicate. Okay. So let's test this to make sure we find one so that it works correctly. So we need a what's the type? So Mayday input config. Okay, repeating all this work again, but whatever. All right. So I finally got that far. I have no idea how long it's been. Probably too long. 33 minutes since I started the recording. I should have had that done faster, but okay, I'm gonna try this. Let's see what this does. I've never tried this before. Now, can I update it? What if I just delete it? Does it come back? It does. Okay, well, I might do that when these things are a little more fleshed out. That wasn't too bad for what I have written so far. I think this will work. Now I need to go back to player character. I have my input component. Let's cast it. New Mayday input component. Yes. Now, let me think here. Do I want to store that in the am I going to need it anywhere else? I guess it's one of those things where it's like, if I need it, I could always come back here. So I won't store it right now. I'm just going to use it as is. Okay, Mayday. I need the... Oh. Okay, so that needs to be a thing. I might actually flip-flop this around. No. That's the right response. You input configuration. So let's get protected section here. Actually, no, not in Mayday character. Let's put it in. Can I just see it? Is it visible to me? Ability system component is, but the input is not. Interesting. How do I tell it to use that? I must need to do. Override input component class, Mayday input component. That does not help me do what I wanted to do. Actually, that was. I guess I do have to attach it to the player. Or the player controller. Isn't the player controller supposed to do? Let me look that up because or a player controller. Okay, network games player controllers exist on the server. So no, the input needs to be handled by the character class. Okay. What did I call it? Input configuration data asset. I should probably start thinking about what kind of categories I want to put these things under so I can find them again. So like this is definitely input, yes. And I'm even going to comment this. Because I suspect this is going to, the character classes has always gotten big in all my last projects, and they got out of hand. What I want to do this time is probably as the code base grows, I'm going to start separating these things out into different components. But I'm waiting for things to kind of coalesce a bit before I start making a bunch of components. This obvious, the player input component that I'm subclass made is obviously a special case because I need that early on and I'm subclassing something specific. But like, yeah, I'm going to probably break this into a component and we'll see different configuration and stuff like that. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, what if I were to put all of this stuff into a component right now? Like, just... I think that I might like to do that. Yes. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up here and under characters, I'm going to create a new C++ class, and it just needs to be a... Doesn't have it could just be an actor. Doesn't even need to be spawned. It can be an actor component. Yeah, that's what I want, an actor component. And what this is going to be is this is going to be a player settings component. Okay. This will never tick. This is just going to be for data storage. Don't need... I wonder why the live coding failed. Don't need any of this. Or this. Alright, there's probably a bunch... I wonder if there's other things I can turn off, but... so it's going to be complaining about these guys. All right, I'm just going to make a whole bunch of public view properties. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to add is... Where'd you go, .h? Oh, I'll just... This. Okay. And we'll go back to where we were. Paste that there. Let's say players settings input. And then let's go back to where we were before. I think I can make it protected. View property visible anywhere. Blueprint read only category equals setting player settings. Yeah, player settings component. Now we need a constructor now. Take off component. Now let's build. Let's find out why the live coding failed before. It's probably because I was editing in the middle of it. Oh no, I made a typo somewhere. Player Mayday character CPP line 19. Okay, literally right there. Oh, I didn't finish what I was started. So I lost track of what I was doing here. Let's see, set up player input component, and why was I doing all right, now I actually need a gameplay tag. So let's see. Just put in an empty tag for now. Trigger event. Triggered. Let's call it handle move input. All right, so I have to create that. Let's see if Writer will let me do it automatically. No, it's not smart enough for that, so we'll just figure out what it needs to be. Right. No. Oh yeah, I'll still have to create it, so I'll figure it out. What I need to do is figure out what the signature is for BindAction. That's by name. Don't want that. Var types. Okay, so I guess whatever I want to pass into it then, huh? Okay. So what am I passing into it? Nothing. Should I be? The input tag, right? So I think all I have to do is just input config action tag, which I need to rename. Let me actually do that now. It's fine. I haven't entered anything in yet. Okay, so I have that, and I'm on the wrong file. There we go. I need to handle move input. So private, it needs to be a U function, but not float. F gameplay tag. Actually, it could be a const F thing. Like, I think it's fine to be const F gameplay tag. Gameplay tag, input tag. That's it. Okay. So what do I do now? So what I need to do now is maybe forgotten to do something here, because I have, let's see, I need, oh, maybe I have everything I need actually, because I need the input configuration, which I have in player settings. So where I can look it up by tag. And then I need to do what exactly? So I'm thinking here, right? So I also need the directional, like the axis information. Once I have that, it should just be as simple as get movement, get character movement, add. I did this yesterday in Blueprints. What was it? Input vector. And that's gonna just get a vector, I think. What don't you like about this? Incomplete type. Right. But I could get the input config easily enough, which has the action. It must be something to do with the action. So let's start with the input config. Whatever. Player settings. That. I'm gonna have to make that into a utility function. I'm going to probably bug somebody with my style here, but I'm doing it anyway because that's how I like it. Let me clean this up a little bit. You know what? I'm just gonna create a helper function for this. Let's say, which might actually. Okay, so this is going to be return an F Mayday input config. Yes, that. Let's implement it. Okay. Now, if you're really smart, Google AI, when I get back here, you should suggest I use my new thing. Nope, you're not doing that. And I don't remember what I called it. Get input action. Okay. Now, given that, I can get so now I need to figure that part out. So it's got to be it's in the bound action somewhere. So let's see if I can find it in the documentation, right? So it is a, what is it? Do input action. Okay. Guys. See. Okay, if I change, something in here. Forget that. Oh goodness. Welcome to the Broken Clock Project. Oh, I don't have the right type. That's the problem. This should be... Oh. This should be a F input action value. We will call it an input action value. And then let's go back over here. Copy this. Okay. Missed that C. Okay. Now, which means all of this is wrong. What is going on? So I need a F vector 2D somehow, right? Because that's the axes. So we'll just say movement vector. Right, so something to do with input action value dot get. Oh, get. Nice. But that's, how do I get it into an F vector? No parameters, but cannot infer. Oh, substitution for T. Okay, so that's how. There we go. And so I'm going to wrap this up real soon. I need to handle the yaw, but I think actually, yeah, I have to set up some of the movement component that I haven't done that yet. So this might not work right out of the box, but it should do something anyway. So I should be able to do a get character movement. Doesn't like that. Why not? Oh. Okay, well, maybe if I do F vector, maybe it has a constructor. No? All right, well, fine. All right, now what? What don't you like about that? Nothing, I guess. So let's see what that does. First, it doesn't compile. What did I miss? Live coding, when it doesn't compile, can be a pain because Rider doesn't seem to know what to do with it and doesn't put it into the doesn't kind of put it in here. which would be really useful. But if anybody's listening over at JetBrains, that's something that I would love to see. F input action bounding, so enhanced input component.h. What? Oh, Mayday component.h line 33. Okay. Line 33. It doesn't. Okay, so it's because it's a template. It basically means that I'm passing the wrong callback to it. So, what is the correct signature? Handle move input. This is right. I think. That should be right. What's going on? All right, let me take another look at this. Go back here. That should be fine. Let's see. What? How is this actually so like? Yes. Find by action. I think actually reference. Did I reference? It's not. Two types pointed to are unrelated. Oh. Wait a minute, did I forget to change class? All right, I'm out of time. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to figure this out and I'll come back. Thanks for listening. You know, thanks for following me. If you are, I'm really exploring and having a good time with this, so I hope you are too. Please like and subscribe.